All right, am I live yet? I think I am. Wow, this. Okay, sorry guys, but my phone is acting up real bad. So excuse the grittiness of the camera. It's my little laptop because my phone camera is being stupid. Hello. Um, anyway, so I need to go ahead and that's somebody else. I need to go ahead and address something real fast. Um, so I have been getting a few comments about the Shea powder on my videos, and I've noticed that a lot of people who are commenting are not actually watching either the extent of that video or they're not watching any of my other videos, which is really concerning because then I get comments that are extremely negative and that have already been addressed had they just paid attention. Um, so I want to go ahead and address this. If you're new to this channel, hello and welcome. If you please excuse me, but if you are new to this channel, hello. And if not, then I highly suggest that you go and watch a few of my other videos, or if I link something in the description box, please go and see that video simply because um, there are things that are being addressed in each one. Um, I use Shea and it's so messy. What do I mix mine with? Bless you. Thank you. I usually like to mix my Shea powder with either pure coconut oil or or shea butter, which I'm out of today. So I'm going to be going back to the Shea butter for today's twist out. Um, but yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, you guys already know that I respond to each and every one of you guys. I really do, because I care about what you guys have to say and I want to know about your opinions and whatnot. But if you're going to come to troll or to bash what I'm saying or anything like that, keep your comments to yourself until you know what you're talking about. Keep your comments to yourself until you do your research, basically. Because a lot of these comments that I'm seeing, although I will comment back and I'll say what I need to say, because hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion and whatnot, um, they're addressed if you pay attention. And I don't want to have to take, 10 minutes of each of my videos to basically explain what I'm doing before I do it. So, anyway, today, what I'm going to be doing is reapplying the Shea. I'm thinking about doing this until the extent of 2018 and then maybe taking a break for 2019 and doing a different challenge. Not really sure, but we'll see. Um, Still trying to find out some sort of way that I can do a 2019 challenge because let's be honest, the 2018 challenge that I made in what was it, like November, December of last year was a bust. I didn't follow it. Um, it's so messy, Shea be all over my bed and shoulders. So I'll try shea butter next time. Thanks. Yes, for sure. I would say to use shea butter. I really enjoy using the shea butter. As a matter of fact, if you look at one of my, I think the second to last video that I made, I did the Americanized Shea powder, which is where I got that ugly comment. Um, the woman that I had been talking to, or excuse me, let's start from the beginning. Let's go ahead and start from the beginning for everybody who's new here. I found out about this thing called Shea powder and wanted to be a part of the community. So what I do, I watched that video. Okay, cool. So you know what's up. So what I did was I decided to go ahead and order some. It's just some raw uh Shea powder. And although I didn't like the smell and it was extremely messy, it was all right. It was okay. Um, but all of a sudden I started getting itching on like right above my ears, right in the back, kind of basically on my scalp. I already knew that you're not supposed to put it on your scalp. I got a lot of people telling me you weren't supposed to. I already knew that and addressed it in the video. But my problem was I had my hair in braids. When you go to bed or you put your hair up, your hair touches your scalp. Therefore, it was getting on my scalp anyway. So I saw a lot of negative things about it, how women were saying that it was, making their hair fall out and all this stuff. So I got freaked out. So what I did was I decided to wash everything out. I washed all the Shea out and I didn't know what to do because it was still in January. of this year. And I had already wanted to do a 2018 challenge using Shea Babe powder. So a woman who follows me found that video and she said, "Hey, I know that you're not alone. A lot of other women are having this problem and this issue because of the smell and whatnot. And the fact that it's messy and it's hard to use sometimes for some people, it gets everywhere. So I am making a Shea Bae butter. Would you mind testing it for me?" I said, "Yeah, you know what? Sure. I've never even thought about putting it in a butter or an oil or anything. She inspired me to try to make it into an oil, which is in a different video. That oil's still sitting in the fridge. It's too thick for my hair. I never really used it. Um, so what she did was she sent me a free batch of her shea butter, her shea bay butter, and I loved it. God blessed the hands of that woman, I'm telling you guys, because her butter is so soft. I've whipped butter for myself, for my family, for friends for a while, and I've never been able to get it as soft as she did. And I told her, I really like it, and she says that she wanted to open up a shop and she wanted to make her own shea butter or shea bay butter and things like that. And so we've been going back and forth. Well, one day, which is addressed in my last video, which looks like keep Portland Real Tube 2. It looks like you'd already seen that video, apparently. Um, Basically, the woman had, and her name is Miss Lori, the woman got her next shipment of the Shea Bay powder in, but something was wrong. The color was off. It wasn't the same product. So she went back to the seller. Redo my braids today. I'm going to use my Shea Bay today. Same. I'm actually using NatureFinity's Shea Bay butter right now. And if you guys actually look in the description box, you will see a link that ends in curly U that'll give you 15% off the product in her store. But she got the shipment back and it was discolored. Something was wrong on it. And when she went back to the seller basically told her that, "Oh yeah, well it's because we took the peanuts out." You don't say. So, and it's funny because when you watch the video, the original video of these women in Chad, Africa using the Shea powder, you don't see anything about peanuts. And yet it was being put in the Shea powder, which then makes us concerned because for us American women, what else is being put in that Shea powder that we're not seeing? That's not okay, you know? So what she did was she decided to use some ingredients that still benefit hair care, and she made her own Americanized version of Shea powder. Different ingredients, same premise. You keep it in your hair, you can use it as a mask, you can mix it with oil, mix it with butter, whatever you want to do with it. So that's what NatureFinity made, Miss Lori made. Um, and it's her own natural Shea powder. So let me see. So she has, and everything's organic. So she has amaranth, cacao, clove, gum arabic, fenugreek. Um, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's some sort of resin and mangango oil, as well as I think she put a little bit of lavender essential oil in it. That's it. So I got a comment on my last video, on my last live stream, talking about how, oh, American women being stupid again. Shea has always been African. I'm fully aware that Shea powder itself is African. I'm aware. I know. And the thing is, when these things from Africa are being introduced to America, there are some things that are okay over there that aren't over here, and vice versa. So a lot of women, the first thing I remember about the whole Shea powder thing was the smell of it. The smell was just absolutely terrible. Let's let's be honest. The smell was absolutely terrible. Um, so Miss Lori combated that. This Shea powder, this Americanized version of Shea powder, smells very strong, but it's not bad. It smells kind of like I think it smells kind of like curry in the sense that it smells very spicy. You can definitely smell the clove. You can Here, let me just go ahead and smell it real quick. It smells like ashes, but I don't know how to smell. See, I thought that the African shea smells kind of like ashes. It smelled like ashes and poop to me. Maybe it's just because what I was mixing it with. But yeah, the first thing you can smell is the clove. You could definitely smell the essential oils that's in this American version of it. So and today, honestly, the only reason I'm not using it today is because I'm actually out of just pure shea bay, or I mean, pure shea butter. I like putting shea butter and then I mix this with some coconut oil and then I put it together. And my hair is just a bit dry right now, so I really need the shea butter. So I'm going to be using this shea butter with the shea powder mixture that NatureFinity also has made. Um, but it was, I don't know. I just, it kind of hurt in the sense that, like, I didn't take it personally, you know? I mean, a lot of people are calling Americans stupid these days, but it just kind of, in a way, it's annoying when all I'm doing is testing out a product and I get such backlash. Um, my feelings aren't hurt. I've been a bill collector for 2 years. I have very little feelings anymore anyway, but there, like I was saying, there's only so much that's um, accepted in both cultures. So when American women wanted to jump on this train and get into like try to connect back to their roots, we're we're doing everything we can. Okay, we didn't choose to be here. All right, we didn't migrate here. We were stolen and we were brought here. So any attempt that we can to reconnect to what we think is our family, whether it be unique names, whether it be powders that we put in our hair, the way that we eat, our clothing, whatever. We will do anything we can to try to reconnect to the things that were the culture and the traditions that were literally beaten out of us. Only so much was passed down, and there's only so much that we'll be able to reconnect with. So any sort of little, I hate to say it, but any sort of little like African or Black bandwagon that we see that we feel like we can connect with, we jump on board. We do. So when Africans or people, with anybody from Africa or anybody from any other country, and they happen to be Black, and they say these things about Black women and about Black American women, oh, you guys are, harping on our thing. This is ours. This has always been this way. Okay, it's always been this way to you, but we don't live there. We don't know anything about what it's like to live there. We would sure like to, and that's why we're learning. The whole point is to learn from one another. With the entire world being against us, the last thing we need to do is be against us too, honestly. So, for people who don't want to use the Shea Bay powder, don't use it. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. It's really not that big of a deal. Um, if you don't want to use this Americanized version that Miss Lori has made, don't use it. But to comment about how here we go, American women being stupid again, just stop it. One thing I learned, both just being in college as well as being in a race and ethnicities class in college, was that a lot of traditions and whatnot are passed down from generation to generation, especially when uh, other people migrated over here. And we didn't get that. We didn't get a chance to do that. What's passed down now are things that we've learned from slaves, because because of all of the slave trade and whatnot in Africa, in African countries. Because Africa is not a country. I hate when people think Africa is a country. That ticks me off. You guys have no idea. But because of all the slave trades and stuff, one thing is that a lot of languages were spoken in different African countries. A lot of Africans, from what I have seen, are usually bilingual or polylingual. And a lot of that was actually beaten out of slaves when they came over here in an attempt to make English the dominant language, the predominant language, and the fact that if they're speaking a language that we don't understand, they might rise up against us. So when African Americans are being made fun of for the fact that we only speak English, or um, the way that we braid our hair, the way that we lay our edges, and things like that. With so many people in the world already against us, the last thing we need to do is turn on each other. Because at the end of the day, you guys, we're all we have. We have each other, really. And in the natural hair community, I've seen women bash women with perms. I've seen women bash women who have dreadlocks because, oh, they're not having an afro, therefore it's not natural hair. Y'all, listen. The reason I joined the natural hair community in the first place was in an attempt to be more healthy. I wanted to be able to see my God given hair. My mother had always taught me to embrace who God has made me to be. She's always taught me that. And one day it hit me, the fact that, my mom would always teach me that I was black and whatnot. I was raised like the black Barbie dolls and learning about who Martin Luther King Jr. was, and things like that. But it hit me that I was chemically straightening my hair every 6 to 8 weeks. Um, Not just in an attempt to make my hair easier to manage, but in an attempt to fit in an attempt to be accepted. um, it was made evident that I have the name that I do. I mean, my mother, she picked my name and she wanted to be a good name and a nice name, but she also wanted to make sure that when someone got my resume, they didn't immediately throw it in the trash. That was important. So, but it hit me that I was doing this in an attempt to be European, and I'm not. I'm not. I'm not European. I'm not. So I talked to my mom about it, and we were both nervous because my mom always wanted to make sure that I had uh, the best chances in life that I could get. And my dad thought the same thing. But after a lot of talking and a lot of prayer and a lot of research, I finally just did it. At the age of 19, I stopped getting perms. I transitioned for 11 months. And on my 20th birthday, I got my big chop. And here I am 3.5 years later. Um, So it's been quite a journey. And when I was 20 years old, I learned when I was 20 years old and I cut off my hair was when I started learning how to fall in love with myself, how to fall in love with the fact that I am black. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. Doesn't matter if I straighten my hair. Doesn't matter if I, you know, change my name to more European or whatever. I am a black woman. That's simply not going to change. That instead of just being a black woman, I am a poet. I'm a published author. I play piano, I play guitar, I play some ukulele. I hate meatloaf and bananas. Um, I'm a reader. I mean, I'm an anime nerd. These things all made me. So I'm just rambling at this point. But I don't know. I woke up to that comment this morning and I've had negative comments before, but that one really broke my heart. That really broke my heart. And I think it's really important that we stick together. I'm transitioning again. I was natural for almost 2 years. Wow. Then relaxed because I didn't know how to take care of my natural hair, but I finally learned how to care for my natural 4C hair moisture. Moisture is the key. Amen. Um, to be honest, when I first transitioned and I big chopped, especially during the transitioning stage, I did a lot of things wrong. I thought I did my research. There was so much that I needed to learn. And it's not like my mom didn't teach me or she couldn't teach me. My mom always kept my hair up when I was little. Obviously, I was relaxed. My mom relaxed my hair since I was like 2 or 3. But my mom never did like the whole like really tiny braids and like the beads and the shells and stuff. I never really had that. So all of those kinds of braids, I learned on my own because my mom was busy in the kitchen cooking. That's what my mom did. She cooked. She didn't braid, she cooked. Um, but yes, moisture is definitely key. I have 4C hair too. I know it doesn't look like it because I'm keeping it twisted up constantly, but believe me, if I like just put my hair under some running water and then I just let it sit, it would just like that. Just like that. So you're just seeing this because I've had twists for maybe like a month now. Um, but yeah, so there's definitely a lot to learn. I I know that for me, moisture is definitely key, and it took me a long time to learn how to get to that point. Um, what do you guys use for the moisture? Because I know my key thing that I had to learn was that I couldn't deep condition like once every 2 or 3 months anymore. I had to deep condition no less than once a month. And once I was able to get that down, my hair was a little bit more happy. Um, and I've actually been helping other girls that I've known who have always had, getting some text from Miss Lori. Um, but I was saying words I forgot. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, shrinkage is serious. I tried to do a wash and go. It just turned out to be a little fro. Same. Same. I cannot do a wash and go. I wish. See, I thought about having a YouTube channel, but I'd always been um when I was younger and when I was first becoming natural, I was so scared of having a YouTube channel. I thought it was going to be a bust. So I never recorded a lot of things. I just took a lot of pictures. I wish I had made a video of my first wash and go because it was terrible. Like so terrible, I got gel in my eyes. Like it was really bad. Um, and I didn't know that you could use heat, I guess, like stretch the curls and then use a little bit of heat to kind of make your wash and go, I guess, more stretched and elongated. Yeah, because that didn't happen. At the time, I did my very first wash and go. My hair was maybe like down to my chin when stretched. And so it would like, like I had like a little like buzz cut and it looked really bad. It looked really bad. I wish I'd had a video of that. And I really wish I had a video of my very first protective style. Um, my very, very first protective style I ever tried to do was um, what are they called? The faux locks. And I thought that they would look nice because I found out that I have some Jamaican ancestry. So I was like, oh, yeah, getting back to my roots and stuff, except for weed because I have lung problems. But anyway, so I watched maybe like one or two girls on YouTube do it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got this. So that day I ran out to Sally's and I went and I got, I can't remember the brand name, but it was basically like it was braiding hair. It was the straight, like yucky hair. Like it was like really, really straight and really long. So that was mistake number one, was that I got that. Number two was that I got it in the wrong color. I had never had fake hair before, besides a wig, ever. Um, I used Kinky Curly for that wash and go LOL. Um, and so I went and I got that Yaki pony and I got maybe like 2 packs. That was mistake number two. And I went home and I, locked myself in the bathroom. Didn't turn on another YouTube channel to go and see or anything like that. Uh, so I went, so I went and I tried to like braid the hair. I didn't taper the hair. Didn't know that was a thing. Was obviously not paying attention. So I just took like a big chunk of hair and I tried to braid it into my own hair. So it was like really bad at the ends. So to try to come and my hair was still frizzy because I didn't like stretch my hair at the time. So it was my hair sticking out and then just like all this straight hair and then some blunt ends. So I tried like using a rubber band and burning the ends. Don't do that. Don't do that. Um, and then what did I do? And so obviously with only 2 packs of hair, I ran out fast. So then I had to try to like I put on a I put on a hat, like I put my hair in a ponytail, the rest of my hair, and put on a hat and tried to go back to Sally's. Got the strangest looks. It was just bad. The faux locks only ended up being in for maybe like what 8, 9 days, and I took them out because it was just a hot mess. um, so it was really bad. But I've learned a lot since then. I learned how to do actual faux locks. If I find a way that I can like redo this, like remake this video and put in pictures, then I will. But in the meantime, let me see if I can try to find one. Um, it was just bad. Do your research, you guys. Do your research before you do your natural hair. And simplicity is key. It really is. Simplicity is key. I can't stress that enough. I wish that I had gotten that at the very beginning instead of learning it like 2 years in. Um, because I'm not gonna lie, I spent maybe like I don't even want to try to go back in the history of my Chase bank account. I spent way too much money trying to figure things out. I spent way too much money trying to use every product I saw in every single video. That was also like a huge mistake. Every time I watched a tutorial and they're like, "Oh, this is what I used and I used this and I used this." In order to do the exact same thing she did, I would go and buy everything she did. Don't do that. I put my products at the bottom of what I use simply to show number one, I'm a recovery. This is becoming an AA meeting. I feel you. I feel you. I was a really big product junkie. It was bad. Um, and so like I right now what I tried to do is I found the products that work for me. And they don't exactly follow the curly girl method. Okay. I use shampoo that has sulfate. This is actually what I use. I use the I use the brown one, but I like this one too. I use OGX shampoo and conditioner. This blue one right here, the argan oil, the sea mineral moisture, and it's the brown one that's not the caffeine and it's not the dark brown one. But I can't think of the name off the top of my head. But those work well for me. They simply do. Give me a second. Hello? You got the job? To $14 an hour? You want to hook me up? Okay, take that, or if you want to, I would pray about it still. If I were you, I would take it and stay there. Um, but hey, can you text me because I'm actually live streaming like right now? Hey everybody, my best friend Ty says hello. Okay, just text me and then I'll call you back later, okay? Goodbye, I love you. He's the best, you guys. Um, I was saying words, but I don't remember what I was saying. And all I use is emu oil and Aussie conditioner. I have yet to try emu oil. I've heard that it has amazing benefits, especially for like, what was it, like joints or something? I don't know. And I have heard a lot about Aussie conditioner. I've used a bottle before just because it was cheaper, but it wasn't enough moisture for my hair. Congratulations though, that's enough for yours because I envy you since it's a little bit cheaper. Um, but yeah, like I was I was saying words. Oh yes, being a product junkie. Definitely find out what your hair is looking for when it comes to whether like your hair's porosity and your hair type, your hair texture. Is your hair coarse? Is it fine or is it thick? And that's going to really determine what you're going to be using. So I remember like the first maybe 3 or 4 leave-in conditioners I used, they were so light and airy, which was bad. For me, it was bad because my hair is super, super thick and it couldn't take that. Either I would have to drown my hair in it and then it would smell terrible for the rest of the day, or I had to switch over. And that was a lot of money that I wasted. And not only did I waste it, I had a really bad habit of not, I had a really bad habit back in the day of not saving receipts. So I would end up mixing stuff or I would end up using things that weren't working and then my hair would dry out. Honestly, I have been 3 years. Well, yeah, I've been about 3.5 years into this natural hair. Well, hold on, I transitioned for 11 months. It's been 3 years. actually been 3.5 years. So yeah, I've technically been in this journey for about, 4.5 years. This is the length that I have right now. And honestly, my hair would have been longer. My hair would be a lot longer had I done more research at the beginning. That's just a fact. Had I done more research and had I not cut directly below my line of demarcation, I should have cut above it. Like let's say this is your line of demarcation. I had it cut here, and I should have had it cut here, so I could have a fresh start. Because I didn't know that you have like scab hair and stuff. I didn't know any of that until later. Neem oil is really good, very moisturizing. I don't have to moisturize my hair every day, but it's very expensive. Ugh. And that's what I've heard too. Like I know a lot of oils can be extremely expensive. Um, so my go-tos right now when it comes to oil is olive oil, coconut oil, and Jamaican black castor oil. I'm scared too about the rest. I think you mean cut, right? I'm scared to cut the rest of my relaxer off. Don't be scared because, like, I feel like you should wait until you're tired of it. Once you're tired of your relaxed ends, yeah, yes, cut. Once you're tired of your relaxed ends, cut it. Just do it. Just do it. And don't go back. Um, because the more you sit there and think about it, the longer it's going to stay. Now, if you have some sort of goal, like I know, what's her name? Like naturally efficient or something, efficiently natural, something like that. She has really long, gorgeous hair, but she transitioned the entire way, and her hair was already down to her butt when she was relaxed. So imagine transitioning all of that length. And that's what she did because that's what she wanted to do, and it's what worked for her. But if you're getting to the point where you're tired and you dream about cutting it off, you can't wait to be completely natural, and you want to try this style and this style, just go for it. Ankle length is my that is a big goal. That's cool though. Like honestly, and I think you can do it. We really can. As long as we keep care of our ends, we as long as you protect your ends and you keep it good where it starts at your scalp, you get to go. Because the thing is, and people say like, oh, my hair doesn't grow that long or doesn't grow that fast, or you know, my hair stops growing. No, it doesn't. Because I have yet to see anybody with dreadlocks whose hair stops growing and stops retaining length. I have yet to see that. And it's kind of why I've considered getting dreadlocks before, but at the same time, like I can't make the commitment. So I end up doing like the twists and stuff. Um, I'm thinking about trying to leave my twists in for more than a week, that's for sure. Because this gets to be a bit much. It takes out of my time. I have an assignment and a test to do today, and they're both in statistics, so not looking forward to it. Um, But yeah, good. It's good to have big goals. My first goal is hip length when my hair is stretched, and my second goal is hip length while my hair is in it just like its natural curly state. I have like this I have this dream of like having my hair kind of as like my veil when I walk down the aisle. So I don't want any sort of like fancy updo or anything. I don't want my hair flat ironed. I don't want it straightened, but I do want it stretched and down for my wedding. Because that'll be like my crown or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But let me see. We're 30 minutes in. I am probably going to go ahead and leave this here just because I still have this to do and I need to go ahead and get on it. Career in school too. Hey, now I'm working on my second degree. I'm going to be a dentist. No way. My little sister's actually studying to be a pediatric dentist. I'm studying clinical psychology. And I'm in like a dual program. So this time next year, I'll have my bachelor's degree. And in the following spring, I'll have a master's degree. So congrats. Super excited. Yes. Yes. We are in on this together, girl. I feel you. Um, but yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop this live stream here just because I know that once I get chatty, it's difficult to continue doing that while I like to continue to do what I'm doing while I speak. I can't speak and do things at the same time. It's hard for me. I don't know why. Um, but thank you for those who joined. Yes, do that. Have your hair as your veil. That is nice. I really want to. I really, really want to do that. That's that's my like dream. That is the goal. Like I cannot wait to get pictures of that day. But thanks for those that joined. Please go like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your police officers. Tell your teacher. I do not care. Y'all have a good weekend. Bye.